up, everybody? Welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast.
Damn, dude.
And you already know, this is a show where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll really make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn, dude. Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
So, hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. Man, it's a trip for me today recording because, man, to be honest, like, I was feeling, well, not even I was, but I am feeling super shitty today. Not like I feel sick, but like, I don't know, like, I just feel hella fucking, just like down, you know? So, it's interesting because how I feel is like, I don't know, man. It's interesting. So, because I really want to break this down and like be as transparent as possible. And I think that the coolest way to do this is to simplify. I'm always talking about simplifying things. I think that's the way, I think that's the method. I think that's like one of the dopest tools we have is to be able to simplify because I feel like shit, dude. Like I feel hella sad. I feel just down in general. I feel like heavy feeling. I feel like this like achiness in my back and neck, a like uneasy feeling in my stomach, and my head feels kind of just like it's fluttery and just kind of out there somewhere. So it's a trip because like normally when I feel like this, I'm like, whoa, some crazy shit. Like normally when I feel like this, my normal thing I want to do is just be an absolute hermit and just be like, well, I work for myself. I can kind of create my own hours and my own time and my own whatever. So I ain't going to do shit today. And that's obviously not a good way to do. I mean, no, it's good sometimes, you know. But for that to just check out that easily, it's like, nah, we got work to do. We got shit to accomplish, you know. So that's where I'm just like, fuck, dude, what I would normally do and how I'd normally act would just be like, just either be I would just disconnect. And how I would do that I would either go surfing or go motorcycling or go off-roading or exploring or just go driving or go for a run. Go to the gym. It depends what I feel like doing at the moment, but like, or at that time in my life. But it's interesting because obviously there's a balance between just doing shit to escape versus doing shit because you love to do it. And what's interesting is because with this podcast is like, yeah, I love to do this. And at the same time, like if I escape and I like, it's weird because if I use this as an escape, it's like a healthy thing for me. It's like I'm journaling and I'm being vulnerable and I'm being open about myself. So for one, it documents me for myself in history is like, all right, I was being real with myself. Like, that's cool as fuck, you know? I fuck with that. So, you know, what's a trip too is like looking back the past 2 days, I've eaten like shit, dude. Like, I mean, I ate good. It tasted good, but like, I ate so much. I ate way too much. I ate just so much crazy stuff over this past couple days. Burritos, fucking probably like 300 egg rolls. Like probably like 4 pounds of fried rice and some noodles and some chicken. Oh, dude. No, that shit was tight. I was at the homie Vincent's baby shower, so shout out Vincent. Appreciate you, man. That your baby shower is amazing, man. Your family's real cool. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate the hospitality. And yeah, bro, congratulations, man. Like you're gonna be a dope ass dad, dude. I see how you interact with your, you know, like how your family interacts with kids. Like that shit's tight, bro. So if you hear this, much love and mad respect to you. And yeah, bro, props, congrats, man. Being a daddy, that shit's about to be tight as fuck. So anyway, yeah, so I just ate way too much, you know what I'm saying? And I just kept doing that. I ate ice cream. And then I was stressing out and shit too. So like, dude, so it's just this whole combination of shit and it's like weighing on me, you know? And then not only that, and is like, I don't know, I got into it with, you know, my kid's mom and like, that shit was tough, and that shit had me going crazy, bro. Like, on some real ass shit. Like, there's fucking. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. I like to think, and I don't know. For me, it's like this is probably the hardest thing because like when having kids for me is like the biggest thing and the biggest dream ever, and it's like my biggest goal in life was to have kids, and it's like I do now, and it's phenomenal. And at the same time, I'm like, damn, I just keep feeling like I'm letting them down, or like I'm not doing a good enough job. And it's like, yeah, there's parts of me where I'm being hard on myself, or I'm being extra critical, and at the same time, I'm like, nah, I am falling short here and here, and it's like, fuck, dude, that's the part that kills me. That's the hardest part because what that does is like, I don't know, man. I guess thinking about it and just for the sake of, if this helps somebody out, like, fuck, I guess how it feels is, keep in mind this isn't normal for me. Like me hopping on here is like the impossible with the way that I'm feeling right now. So the way that like the whole thing with my kids is like, and the issues with my girl or my ex, and it's just like so hard because it's a different type of pain than like going through other type of shit, because it's not just like about myself. You know what I'm saying? Before, like whenever I do anything dumb or irresponsible or whatever, it's just about me. Maybe my partner or whatever at the time, but like, I guess just speaking on my own behalf, like not in a relationship, but obviously in a relationship and whoever's around me, I'm going to do what I can. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's so crazy, dude. I'm kind of like, it's hard for me to talk right now. So forgive me a little if I'm a little all over a little all over the place in a less exciting sort of way normally. Um, so what was I saying? Um, Oh yeah, I guess just kind of to touch back real quick, like diet, holy shit, dude. Like diet, and for me, like having a bad diet and then having the stuff and then having these issues where I'm having trouble communicating with my kid's mom, and like that combination is tough, and it's like something I've never experienced before because it's all new to me. Um well, like these issues are all new to me. And the way I see it is like every day's new, so whatever. But excuse me. It's interesting because what I would normally do is just go into quiet mode. I would not do my work. I would avoid all this. And then like with the pain of the going through this shit with, oh man, I'm all over the place. Sorry. Let's let me just sum that up real quick. Like what it's taking for me to do this right now is everything in me, and it is the impossible, because this is the same feeling that when I was younger I wanted to go out and fucking fight somebody, or made me ready to kill somebody, or made me just not give a fuck. And it's interesting because now it's like it almost shows me like, wow, I've recognized and I've realized that I really do have purpose here, and I recognize my purpose, and my life is bigger than just me. It's about my kids, it's about their mom, it's about my family, my brother, my mom, my dad, my relatives, my best friends. Like that's what it's really about. And so me to do this is, I realize that's to honor them and to show them that like, look, I'm taking all this time and spending it not doing the same shit I would normally do. I'm trying to do something different. I'm not trying to do the definition of crazy, which is try the same thing over and over and expect different results. So I fully believe in getting out of like for me and everybody to get out of our comfort zone. And like, I think it's powerful, it's helpful. And it's like, if I can be the example of that, whether no matter how I feel, this is also the same feeling that would make me feel suicidal. This was also the same feeling that would make me want to quit my job. This is also the same feeling that would like make me just want to go be alone, or like just not talk to people and disconnect and not share, and like make that same feeling makes me want to just give up everything. Like, fuck, I'm not worth it. I can't do it. Da da da. Like all the whatever bullshit stuff my head would tell me. So this is really interesting because like how I feel about myself at the moment is like, well, I guess right before hopping on was like, man, like nobody gives a fuck, dude. Like, and whether anybody does give a fuck or not, it doesn't matter. But I realize me wanting anybody to give a fuck equals like some sort of lack of love within myself. You know, it's like that's me wanting to be accepted. That's me wanting, um, yeah, you know, like wanting acceptance. And it's interesting because, you know, like this is trippy. Just to throw into this too, like so I'm just looking at what I physically did and why, and then I'm looking at how I feel today, and the things that led up to it. I ate bad. My sleep's been a little bit weird. I haven't been exercising. I haven't been fully expressing myself all the way too, I guess. And then today or this morning is the first morning in a long time that I didn't wake up and say what I was grateful for.
Damn, dude.
Like, fuck, man. Like, legitimately. This is, yeah, it's the first time that in a long time that I woke up and I didn't say what I was grateful for. And I don't know if I did last night either. Damn. That's crazy, dude. Like, so I didn't say what I was thankful for or grateful for, whatever, both, I guess. I ate bad and I took on a bunch of stress and I didn't exert it in like a very healthy way. So I guess this is now me trying to exert that energy in a new way, which is, look, I'm going to turn my pain into something helpful, because the way I look at it is like all my pain has always turned into something helpful. You know, and it's like whether this only helps me or helps anybody else along the way, then fucking cool, you know. I just really want to be documented for the sake of my family and my generations to come. You know, like it's so crazy because I think about it and it's like, dude, can you guys imagine if you were able to watch or listen to recordings or videos of your great 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 grandpa or grandma, you know, or whoever, but like, you know, specifically your great 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 grandma and grandpa, like it seems like there's a pretty, you know, it's like, damn, that's pretty sick, you know. Now, like, can you imagine, dude, like having their perspective on how life was in fucking whatever year back then? Dude, like the year 2020, 2021 is insane, dude. Like, especially in history. Like, looking back, this is such a pivotal point in history. And it's like, if I'm documenting authentically and you can just hear it in my voice or you can see it in my face, my surroundings, whatever, you know, like you can feel it in my aura, like then, you know, you're gonna be like, damn, I can really resonate with this. And if I'm able to paint pictures that really illustrate something, then, you know, I feel like I did my job. So, you know, it's like, that's why I'm doing this. And, you know, just looking back, and it's like practicing talking is a powerful thing for me, I think. Because like I said before, like people would judge me as mute, or like I didn't know how to talk, or like I was foreign or something like that. You know, or like something, or like I was dumb, or, you know, however people would judge somebody who just doesn't say shit and just kind of standing there. And it's interesting because I've taken on so much work and time and dedication to specifically working on communication, and to struggle with communication with somebody who I'm supposed to be closest with, my ex, you know, my Jen, my kids' mom. I'm gonna just say Jen for the sake of it. So like, if you get used, if you listen to the show, then you'll know who I'm talking about. And by the way, I'm never gonna say anything bad on her. I love you always, and I always got your back. Anyway, I was having a conversation with Jen, and it just was not working out on either of our ends. It started off cool, and it's just escalated so quickly, and it's interesting because I feel like looking back, like her and I are so similar in so many ways that like I don't know, it's like with different aspects of life, like we'll grow rapidly and then we'll just take turns and teach each other and whatever. But then when we encounter like something where we're kind of like at the same, I don't even know, like we're on the same thing, but we're just not seeing each other's sides, like it just causes shit to not work, and that's exactly what I don't want to do. So I'm not out to focus on what I don't want to do. I'm out to focus on what I want to do. So what I want to do and what I'm out to do is to create communication that works. Communication for myself, communication for my family, communication for everybody and everybody around me, And I think sharing openly is the best way to start, because like if we can be honest about how we feel and what we want and what we're up to and all of that those sort of things, it's like we have access to freedom, and then from there we can work on the exact language of it, and work on speaking in a more positive and creative and way that's of abundance. You know what I'm saying? It's like the way we speak is how the world is created for us. So without the way I speak, there would be no podcast. So you know what I'm saying? It's just really interesting because you would never know my perspective or who I am or how things are from my point of view, whether you value it or not. It's just cool that you get to know that, and it only exists through language. So who I am, and if you don't know me personally, I only exist through this language that you hear through your speakers, your headphones, whatever. Like, that's so trippy, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever I say is what creates who I am, and that creates my whole identity. And something that's really interesting is like I love getting into conversation and thinking about the idea of like our character and our identity as human beings. Like fuck, like where to start? Like that goes so deep, and so many people have so many different perspectives on it. And what's really interesting to me is what I'm being challenged with the most right now is like my identity as a dad, and my identity of and my idea and my identity of what a family's supposed to look like. And it's just like crazy because it's like if I just kind of ignore this and keep going, then that becomes baggage, and that becomes weight, and that becomes another fucking wrinkle in my eye or forehead or whatever, like it's another age mark or another spot in my soul, it's another piece of like I'm getting old as fuck. So I think when we address this shit right off the bat as it's going on, then like we get to clear it, and we don't have to take on that token of pain with us. It's like, yeah, it exists in us still, but we can carry it on with like having it being healed. You know what I mean? It's like where the experience was a positive experience. It's like after you break up with somebody and it hurts so bad, but then later on you're like, damn, this is way better. Like I'm appreciative for what happened, whatever, however you view it. But like, my take is like, shit, like take what you can from it and appreciate it. And that's the only way we're going to keep going and grow and like feel good about things. You know what I mean? So it's like my identity as a man, as a supporter, as a provider, as a father, as an influence to my kids, as an example for them. Like that's what's at stake for me here. That's a big thing. And before it was like my challenges were like, my identity as like being somebody who's like hard as fuck, like, and just like this thug identity that I had of myself, or this playful or loving identity that I have for myself, or whatever it is. like, or being a pothead, like that was one of the hardest ones to like shake. Like it was such a thing for me, I had such a pride in it. And, I can see how I still do sometimes, but I'm not like weird or over the top or like, about it or nothing. It's like I appreciate it. That's where I come from with it. Um, but when our identity gets challenged, that's the hardest shit ever. And like I realized that I'm even like, damn, this is like beyond my identity being challenged. This is like who I am being challenged, which is, and it's interesting because like who I am is deeper than my identity. Who I am is different than what I identify as. What's interesting is like the words that I speak, only the people who hear me and experience me can tell me who I am, because my view of myself is always going to be off or skewed or something, just like anybody's, but like it's different because it's myself. So I know more about myself, Um, so it's interesting because whatever I say and you guys interpret is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like on some Eminem type shit, some Slim Shady type shit. Like I am whatever you say I am. And that's real as fuck, Like, damn, that's really true. Whatever you say, the fuck you say I am is pretty much who I am, because that's going to be the story told of me. Now the story told of me will be different with different people and amongst different circles and, shit like that. So that's kind of where I'm like, yo, like I feel like my identity or my character is this idea and the concept I have of myself. And my character is this person that I like want to be, that I guess try to be. And see, it's so interesting. It goes so many ways. It goes so deep. Like, how much of who I try to be or want to be am I? And I guess the answer would be like, well, 100%. But like, how often do we just not know who we are, who we want to be? Like in the last, not the last episode, but well, the last episode with Norton was fucking off the charts. But episode before that, like, have you met your demons? And once you meet your demons, you can kind of figure out what's fun. And I think just like with motorcycle racing, like you can put them together and you can just use your demon as laser focus to get you faster on the track. You can use your laser focus to create stories or make art. You can use that, like, whatever that just like speaks to you, you can use that. And I think it's only enhanced when you meet your demons inside, and I think once we confront our identity, we start to meet our demons, because it's like, oh shit, I'm just this person who acts nice. And acting nice is not the same thing as just like being a kind person who really makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between the two. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a nice guy, whatever, but like, so what? Like, what does it take to be a nice person? Kind of doesn't take much, honestly. It's like a lot of it's bullshit anyway. Like, what does it take to be a real person, an authentic person? Like, what's your identity? Like, for me, my identity was like, I'm an extreme sports person. Nobody's broke more bones than me. I grew up poor as fuck, and I'm fucking tough as fuck. And anything I say is original. That's how I'd always view myself. And it's like, it's weird, because it's like, why do I have that urge to feel like that? Like, almost everything I think is already somebody else's idea or something. All I can perceive is ideas that already exist. I can rearrange them. I can change the words and I can create new language out of certain words, but they've already been used. It's like, that's what's interesting. I think that's what's cool about slang words, is that kind of gives you an opportunity to like create some new shit that's out of normal character. And it's like, yo, this just came out of like fun and presence and like just kind of off, just, boom. Like, I don't know. I think that's really interesting. I think it's cool as fuck. Yeah, man, it's really interesting because that like what that leads me to is thinking about how we have strong suits and certain things where it's like this is really good for us. It helps me a lot, and at the same time, it hurts me a lot. So, oh man, that's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna take a quick break, real quick. I need to get a drink of green juice, real quick. And oh, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram too at Damn Dude Podcast. Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. So we're gonna be right back. 1 second here, guys. Peace.
Damn, dude. I know Mira Mesa. I know Southeast Dago.
What up, everybody? Welcome back. If you guys went and checked out our Instagram and you followed us, thank you. We appreciate that. And I don't know. There's things popping up on my computer. I'm like, ooh. I don't even know. So anyway, like we are talking about strong suits. So a strong suit of mine is like I guess a good one is like the ability to be nice and relatable. I feel like because I've been around so many different like ethnicities and cultures and grew up in so many different types of families growing up and experienced so many different types of people all around, I've been able to just kind of like chameleon and like be really relatable and adaptable to a lot of people. And it's interesting because it's like, yeah, that's a really good thing. But then at the same time, at certain points, I'm like, yo, like, what do I actually believe about this? You know what I'm saying? And that's the part where it's like, fuck, dude. Like, you know, it's a good and a bad thing. And I think that we all have strong suits that equal good and bad qualities, you know? Like being super tough and jaded. Yeah, it's a good ass thing. It'll help you. It'll allow you to not get bullied. It'll allow you to, make it through like tough situations, make it through like boot camp or very intense, like, like training or sports or activities or super like masculine sort of things, like that'll get you through it probably the best way. But then at the same time, if you're like that all the time, that's not good for when you need to be able to like be open and relatable and like be able to have like a deep conversation or some shit. Cause some people like this whole like stigma of like, oh yeah, deep cover, like, oh, I didn't know about that guy and he's a murderer. It's like, you fucking dumbass, like ask something. And that applies to me too, because there's hella people I just fucking haven't asked shit about. And I'm like, damn, like, why do I do that? It's really weird. It's like, why do I do that? I don't even know. And I think it has to do with, again, it's like something where I feel like I don't, like, I guess I don't care for people or they don't care about me or, something along those lines where I kind of have that story and it's like, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. And, I think I go off a lot of, I think one thing that I do, here's another strong suit is like, I will go and I'm really good on picking up on people's vibe. Sorry, I'm making noise with the mic. Like, I'm good on picking up on people's vibe. Like, I can tell immediately, like, on a very basic level, like, I can tell if somebody wants to be talked to or not, or if they want to be questioned, or even if they just are a talkative person or not. I can just see it in their demeanor or whatever, just feel it, or, like, fuck, I've been around, like, I just get it, and it's like, body language is over 80 something percent of what we say anyways. I think the number even increased. They said like 90 something percent of what we say. So body language says a lot, dude. That shit tells everything. So, it's like being able to read people. It's a interesting thing because it has me kind of just stay within safe boundaries with certain people. And even though I'm somebody who enjoys like thought-provoking conversations and questions and understandings of shit, I just sometimes don't ask or like, I don't know, I just let the vibe just kind of I let that judgment of that vibe overpower what I should do, which is ask more questions, be more curious, be more interested than interesting. Like, David Meltzer says, and like I'm trying to tell myself all the time, like be more interested than interesting. And I think what's a trip is like I thought about that. I'm like, well, shit, if I'm sitting here just talking on the microphone by myself, how am I being more interested than interesting? I think because I'm interested in putting myself out there and I'm interested in pushing past my comfort zones. And it's like, I'm not really trying to be interesting, like I'm not really trying to say shit to be cool or to like be popular. I'm more saying shit that is like, I want to be real and I want it to like really resonate and like be some shit that's respected and like stands the test of time, shit that's timeless, shit that's just authentic. Like it doesn't have to matter about, it might just so happen to be 2021. It might just so happen to, be whatever holiday, this, that, all the shit. But like at the end of the day, authenticity speaks through all of that. You know what I mean? And I think I don't know, man, I lost awareness of myself and my identity and what I even want, And the biggest thing I realized is I kind of lost the ability to have fun. Now, not entirely, because whenever I'm grateful, it equals having a good time in some sense. And when I started not having fun and I started kind of being like a rigid person in my relationship, in my last relationship, that's when I started being like, fuck, man, like, something is just not like, this isn't the right way to do it. I'm not being a good example for my kids. I'm always like, dude, just do what you love, and it's like, well, shit, like being in a relationship that you have fun and your parents or your partner or whatever, guys are able to communicate. Like that's what you need is be able to have healthy communication, have trust, have love, have fun, and appreciation. And it's like when that doesn't show up for one person, then it starts showing up for both of you guys, and it just goes back and forth. And it's kind of unavoidable at a certain point once it gets out of control to a certain degree, And it's like, forgetting how to, forgetting how to have fun and like play with my creativity and be playful. And, it's like, it's just interesting because it really like puts a damper on a lot of people's lives around me. Like me not being my, me not me not being myself, but like just me not being who I create myself to be. Like when I'm out of character, when I'm out of line with who I know I am, like when I'm not serving my highest purpose, then I just feel like shit and I start getting so depressed so quick, and it's so trippy, dude. Like, and when I don't use my creativity, fun just like disappears, And it's a trip because I kind of realized that like if I'm just open and honest, or hold on, let me re-say this. Like if I don't have a lot of fun and if the fun's not existing in my life, then I've kind of realized, and what I've observed is that being open and honest about where you're at in life is a powerful way to bring back creativity and fun into your life. Because like when you get real about something, it can't, there's no more like scariness to it. You know what I'm saying? Like once you get real about a situation, it just takes away the whole fear of it. Like think about it like this. Like if you got a tattoo and you're trying to hide it from your parents or something, and you gotta hide it, and finally one day you show them and it's like, oh, and maybe they're like, oh, that's fucking sick, or they're like, oh, you idiot, why would you do that, your beautiful skin, like like once you've exposed that, once you've expressed that, now you can have fun again. You're not walking around paranoid. Now we're not walking around all scared, or you know what I mean? Like, you're free to express again. And once you start expressing, like, it's like, well, hold on, let's just do the math on this real quick. Like, if sharing open and honestly equaled expression, and expression equals creativity, then creativity is like most likely going to equal fun, and fun equals freedom, and it's like freedom equals fulfillment. You know what I mean? And it's like, once you got fulfillment in your life, like, holy shit, dude, that's something that it's like, I feel like if you do work that pays you for a living, for something that's fulfilling to you, there's like nothing better. You know, if you're able to do it, if you're able to work in a way where it serves you, it serves your family, it serves your life, where it's like you're happy, you feel good, like, that is winning. That's fulfillment, you know, not, you know, and it's interesting because a lot of people who experience fulfillment in life, they don't just quit. I remember back when I was hella lazy and ignorant, I would always think like fulfillment would equal doing absolutely nothing. And it's like, well, hold on. What is doing absolutely nothing? Like, how is that fulfilling? You know, it's like, well, damn, what is so jacked up with my life that doing absolutely nothing is the alternative that feels so much better than just living? You know what I mean? It's like, damn, that goes deep as fuck. Like, you know, that's like the feeling that grows and equals like suicide or depression, or turning to drugs, or just some crazy shit, you know? Like, fuck, man. So that's why I'm here, just like, well, fuck. I sat here and done the math on this life equation, I guess I could say. And I'm like, I guess the answer is to just be open and honest and express. Because once I express, I have freedom. And once I have freedom, I have fun. And once I have fun, and once I have fun that was created from, once I have fun that was created from freedom, that's the best kind of fun. Because that's fulfillment. That's like legit. Like, yo, if I'm doing what I'm doing on a context of freedom and fun and creativity, like, how would I, you know, who wouldn't want that? And it's interesting because we can create that for ourselves every day on a daily basis by saying what we're grateful for, at least 3 things we're grateful for every morning and every night. And, you know, it's like, damn. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, well, shit, what am I grateful for? And this is a trip because my brain automatically zapped back to what I should have been grateful for at that moment of when I missed it this morning. Or it starts going to what I was grateful for last time or something, you know, or like I start looking, like my brain starts going backwards for ideas. And I caught myself, I'm like, no, right now, right here, from absolutely nothing, from an absolutely zeroed out blank canvas, from a zero context, no context whatsoever. Like, what am I grateful for? So, first thing that comes to mind for me right now is any level of self-awareness that I have for myself. I'm so grateful for that because that's what helps me and guides me. And I feel like that's also what gives me access to like spirituality and happiness and freedom. Um yeah, self-awareness. That whether how much I have or don't have, like I'm just appreciative for the amount that I do have up to this point. Because it's allowed me to break down these problems and not spouse out or not act in the ways I would have before when I got an issue, you know? Like having the ability to feel the same feelings inside and thoughts as when I wanted to kill myself before, and to be able to just hop on here and record, like that's what I'm doing instead. Like I can't even believe that. And it's really trippy. It's interesting because my whole life growing up, I would always say, like, yeah, I'm going to be like rich and famous. I don't know how, but it's just going to be doing something sick as fuck. And like, well, maybe I didn't say sick as fuck, but it's like, I don't know what. It just, I'm like, it doesn't exist yet. I remember I first said that to myself in second grade at the lunch table. And it's interesting because now that I looking at it, I'm like, damn, it could be podcasting, could be doing shows, it could be sharing my stories. However, this manifests deeper in the future, I'm like, damn, that's what it is. That's why I was mute. Going back to my childhood is like, I didn't speak for a year. In high school, people would judge me as mute. Junior high, I would just like be so scared to talk or not know what to say. Like I had no identity because I felt like, damn, I'm just a grown up. I just felt like I never fit in. So it's really interesting, like going back and realizing, like losing my ability to have fun as an adult, almost, it like reminds me of how that happened with me when I was a kid. It's like something traumatic happened and then you feel like you die inside a little, and like it's just this big fucking reset on your life, on your circumstances, on your living situation, on who you think you are. I should say who I think I am, my living circumstances, my identity, I realize like having my family split up, I don't like to say split up because we're not like, ooh, but the relationship didn't work out. Um, having that is like, I feel like it feels like as much pain as when somebody dies. Just keep it real as fuck. Like it feels like that. And it's painful and it's helpful to share. I encourage anybody to just share, talk to somebody, to write a note, leave a journal. Like me, I'm not recording this under the context of like people even listening. I mean a little bit, but like when I'm sharing, I'm just kind of like reflecting. I'm in my own world and I'm in like, not trying to be impressive to anybody. I'm just trying to be as open and be able to speak as vivid as I can, and really be able to create what I'm going through and how it's possible for you, if you're experiencing the same things, to just keep going and just keep pushing, because it is normal to feel suicidal at times. It is normal to not want to live at times. It is normal to feel like you're the king of the fucking world, the queen of the fucking world. It is normal to feel like nobody loves you. It is normal to feel like you're absolutely alone in this life. It is normal to feel all those things, and it's like, it's absolutely okay to feel those things. And I'm telling you that if you don't believe me, I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass.
Damn, dude.
All right, chill out, chill. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like, I'm just trying to wake you guys up. Like, I'm not trying to wake you up, actually. I'm just trying to share my experience. And it's like, fuck, dude, like, just share your experiences, because that's what's gonna make you a good, like, feel good. You know what I mean? And people respect it, dude. Like, a lot of times when you share, people, they really, really respect it and appreciate when somebody's open and honest and authentic with them and can really just share, like, completely open, like, fuck, man, like, let's just be real. We're all humans. Nobody's better than the next. A lot of people act like they are. A lot, some people are prettier than the next, but a lot of the realest shit is like your attitude does reflect that too, and your self-confidence and your self-belief, and all that comes from self-awareness. And just now, am I having just enough self-awareness to like, to have enough confidence to do this, to be able to speak, to be able to feel like hurt and broken, but like, just keep going. So I just went off on a tangent. So what else am I grateful for? Some real shit. I'm really grateful for fruits and vegetables and green juice. This green juice recipe is off the charts. I'm just like, it's so amazing how I can feel, how I can just like do all this crazy shit and like, eat some fucked up stuff and then drink some freaking juice and feel like hella better. It really like does make a difference, man. Like organic, like why not? You know what I'm saying? Like this one happens to taste good too. Just if you're making green juice, just add some sweet fruits to it. You know, it's really all it is. It just balance it. You know. Yeah. So I'm so grateful for plants and vegetables, and I just want to say plants in general, like including fruits, trees, whatever. You know. Oh, I mean, obviously a tree is not a plant, but you get what the fuck I'm saying. If not, then whatever. I don't care. You get the point. I'm appreciative for plants, man, because because they've helped heal me. You know, like I was able to cure my psoriasis with natural plants out in the Amazon jungle. Um, and that's not supposed to even be possible according to in the United States. You know, and that was just my experience. That was what happened for me. I'm not saying anything, like that's trying to get my ass in trouble. I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing my experience. Um, and it's like through clean eating and certain things, we can really like regulate what's inside our body. And the craziest thing that I think that we've discovered to date, well, not the craziest, but one of the dopest things is an alkaline diet. Like, if you don't know anything about it, look that up. Like, the opposite of alkaline is acidic. And if you're not eating alkaline, then you're eating acidic. And, like, so it's interesting because, let me see if I'm saying this right. Like, I don't know, I might be saying this a little off, but this is loosely. You can go do your own research. I'm just saying what I have read and heard. And I guess I do believe, but that when you're able to eat, when you eat an alkaline diet, that means all your cells are oxygenated, and when your cells are in an oxygenated state, no disease or anything can live inside that alkaline oxygenated state. So go look that up. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. This is just what I've heard and read and understand and learned in the jungle and learned from ancient shamans and just different shit. So like I said, that's just my experience. So I'm very grateful for plants and their what they've taught me and guided me to and all of that shit. If you think I sound crazy, then fucking that's fine too. But like, I hope you understand what I'm saying at some point, because that's some real ass shit. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for I'm grateful for this podcast, man. I'm grateful for believing in myself enough to do this. I'm grateful for Jen believing in me enough to do this. I'm grateful for Nate believing in me enough to do this, and Royal too, whether you can talk or not. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody who's shown me support. Because for me, this is a very important and powerful outlet and aspect to my life. It's giving me something to really create 100% by myself. And, this is not under anybody's context or anything other than, or, pretense or anything other than my own. I get to like just do this, and it's really crazy. I'm like, damn, man, anybody can do this, but at the same time, not everybody can do this.
Damn, dude.
Like some real shit. This is like, it's not easy, dude. I thought I was just gonna plug shit in and start going like right off the bat. And let me tell you this. Nah. I could have if I just wanted to like excuse me. Freaking throat went dry. Like, I thought I was just gonna fucking hit record, blah blah blah. And I suppose I could have. And it just would have sounded like shit. It would have been on my phone. There would be no proper artwork. There would be no HD quality. There would be no magic mastering. There would be none of this stuff. Excuse me. So, I'm like, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to invest in this equipment and to be able to have the people that guided me to get the stuff set up and get ready. Shout out most certainly Kashi SD. Shout out Dana Marr. Thank you for helping create this in the very first place. You guys specifically, Paven B, appreciate you. You guys specifically, thank you for you guys' exact contribution that you've been to this podcast and to the creation of this. Because without you guys' input specifically and you guys' help specifically, I don't know who else I could have turned to do this. So I just want to let you guys know I appreciate you guys and thank you. Go follow the music at Dana Marr, at Paven B, at Cashy SD. Telling you, fucking incredible people, incredible music, incredible vision. Just great people, man. Great people. Excuse me. So, and obviously everybody else who's helped support us. I'm not. There's a lot of people. I haven't mentioned who've just shown mad love and all that. I didn't forget about you. I'm just going off the dome for what I'm saying right now. Anyway, thank you to everybody, man. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys making this podcast real and letting this be something that you allow to influence your time and, thank you for sharing your time with me, man. Like, honestly, on some real ass shit, like, thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for allowing me to have my presence, to have my voice. Thank you for allowing me to be in this position. And I thank you guys. I thank God. I thank the universe. I thank my kids, my family, everybody everybody who shows love, everybody who I love. Much love. Love all. Have a beautiful evening, beautiful day, beautiful morning, whatever time you listen to this. And we've got a real dope episode next because, oh my goodness, we got somebody who's just absolutely with the creativity, absolutely off the charts, who creates real life glow in the dark fucking art that you can wear. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna say yet. You guys are gonna trip on this, dude. You guys are gonna. My next guest is off the charts. I can't wait. I'm breaking stuff. I can't wait to tell you, dude. Or I can't wait to show you guys. This is just one of the most like creative and just deep, trippy, fucking sick ass people. He's got some crazy motherfucking stories to tell and some fucking really great shit to share with you guys. I can guarantee you've never heard a perspective like my next guest. He's fucking dope. Anyways, much love. Have a beautiful evening, beautiful day, beautiful morning, beautiful sunset, beautiful sunrise. Have some beautiful pancakes or whatever the fuck. I don't eat breakfast myself, but when I do, sometimes I eat some pancakes. That's just fire. But no, I need to eat some dinner. Actually, I haven't eaten shit. I just eaten juice, drinking juice, and I feel good because, yeah. Anyways, go follow us on Instagram at Damn Dude Podcast as well. Go follow us on all platforms. Or not follow us on all. Well, yeah, go follow us on all platforms. But you can find us on all major platforms. And appreciate the listeners all around the world so far. You guys are off the charts. We're bubbling on 200 downloads, and this is by the time this releases, we'll have hit 200, like guaranteed. Actually, let's see what number we're at by the time this drops. Actually, like I said, we're trying to make all episodes timeless, so it doesn't really matter the date on it. Like my Qualcomm Sprint phone I got here. Now I got this old phone from like the 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, hope you guys have a beautiful day. And much love. Shout out Rooster Tail at Rooster Tail Tale official. Go check them out. Follow them. Download some music. Spotify, all that good stuff. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
Push away.